if I want to factor this, the first thing in all factoring problems is look for the GCF. So you're looking for a GCF. Now what goes into both of these? Well, 2 does, but is it bigger? Yeah, 4 does. Is it bigger than 4? No, 8, but 8 doesn't go into both. So this is going to be a 4, and I'm actually going to make it a -4. Does it matter if I made it -4? No, but I'm doing it just because I don't like the first one being negative. And what's the biggest power you could take out of both of these? The biggest power would be the x squared. Basically, the biggest power you can take out of both of them is the lowest power. So if I do that, now, when I pull that out, this times what gives you this? What's going to go right here? This times what gives you this? Well, isn't it 3x? Doesn't this times this give you that? This times what gives you this? Wasn't it 2? Isn't it -2? Since I pulled out a negative, wouldn't that be a -2? Can this factor? No. We're done. Sometimes all you can do is pull out a greatest common factor. Sometimes you pull out a greatest common factor and keep going. For instance, here, is there a GCF? Yes. Your GCF here is 2. When I pull a 2 out, what's left? Well, wouldn't this be x squared? 2 times x squared is this. 2 times 5x is this. And 2 times 6 is this. Those are all pluses. Now, can you factor this? Does that factor still? That's the next question. Yeah. That's a 3, that's a 2. So what we end up with is x plus 3, x plus 2. But don't forget your GCF. There's your answer. Sometimes you could pull a GCF out and you still got to factor what's left over. So be very careful to factor what is left over. Right. This problem. The y's might scare you, but don't let them. You can still factor this simply. -8 and 2. Okay. Now, you might want to put a y squared. You don't have to. And put a y here because normally we always have an x, but I'm going to add the y's. You don't have to put it, but just for sake of understanding. What 2 numbers would multiply to get this and add to get this? Well, it would be 4y and -2y, correct? 4 times this is this, 4 plus this is this. So my answer would be x plus 4y, x minus 2y. And we're done. Now, if you didn't put these y's everywhere, do you understand at the end you just put your y's there and there? You could do it without the y's and just put them in at the end. Or you could put them in through the whole problem. Either way works. The last one here, is there a GCF? No. When there's no GCF but there is a number in front, you have to multiply them. So that's become a -24 with the -5 on the bottom. Now we got to think of 2 numbers that multiply to get -24 and add to get -5. That'd be -8 and 3. So I have x minus 8, x plus 3. And a lot of you will stop right there and be wrong. What do you now have to do? To go back up to that 6, divide both pieces by it. Now you reduce your fractions. This one's going to be 4/3. This one's going to be 1/2. And do we leave it as a fraction? No. We take these bottom numbers and we bring them up. Called bottoms up for some people. Be 3x minus 4, and that 2 comes up being 2x plus 1. There's your factored form.